So the next dish that we're gonna do is another staple dish back at home. Another traditional garbage plate, dirty plate, is the Dirty Dog. We're gonna take it one step further and really make it true to home, and we're gonna use Weigel's, which is a Rochester-based hot dog that, thanks to Wegmans just opening up about 5 months ago, we're able to bring that product in, which, music to my ears, I love the product. It's a thicker hot dog, it's got a nice shell and a nice casing to it, but the way that you have to cook it, it's a little bit different than a normal hot dog. So we're gonna start with that first and foremost. With a Dirty Dog, you get 2 hot dogs. So when you see this Weigel, you're gonna see the casing that's on it as well, which is a little bit different. It's a pork hot dog. So we're gonna take it, we're actually gonna fry them for 35 seconds. If you go any longer, the whole casing will rip off. If you go any shorter, it's not gonna work how we want it to be. So 35 seconds is exactly what it needs to be all the time. Dirty Buffalo Gold Standard has 7 items on it. Number 1, proper portion control of each ingredient. Number 2, heated to proper temp. Number 3, meets our color standard. Number 4 is seasoned properly. Number 5 is sauced properly and coated. Number 6 is not to overcook anything. And number 7 is to be presented properly on a plate. And so we have our timer ready to go. We're gonna drop the hot dogs down. And then 35 seconds. And time. All right, so we're gonna shake the hot dogs off and get all the excess grease. But right now you'll see the casing is still intact. And that's the most important thing, is that the casing is still there. This just speeds up the process a little bit. We're gonna take the hot dogs now, we're gonna slide it over to the flat top, set the 350 degrees. We're gonna keep it under this right here and hit it with some water as well as steam it, but we're gonna keep it on there for 8 minutes. So there's a reason for the time on that as well, you'll see. So we'll rotate the hot dogs about every 3 times for the 8 minutes. So we hit every side and give a nice little color to it. But while that's cooking, we're gonna put our home fries down. All right, so right now we're gonna start plating the Dirty Dog. We're gonna take our home fries, shake off the excess grease again. And then there's sometimes, like right now, where you still see that there's a decent amount of salt in there. If you start tossing them like this, you're gonna take some of the excess salt. So just pouring more salt on top of more salt on top of more salt is gonna oversalt the product. So executive decision here is saying that I can toss it like this, put half on this, and it's gonna get full coverage. Because you don't wanna oversalt something, you don't wanna over-season something if it doesn't need to. But those are the types of decisions that you need to make when you're going through a rush, that you see it. Either you clean out the bowl and get a new bowl, or you just add a little less because it's going to eventually absorb and take. So then we're gonna plate the 8 ounces of home fries down. And now macaroni salad goes on this one as well. 6 ounces are gonna go dead center. And you're just gonna pat it down a little bit just to spread it out. Then our Zweigels are done. They've been on the flat top for 8 minutes. And again, that was after 35 seconds in the flat top. So we're gonna wanna place these so they're not gonna roll off, because it's a hot dog. It will roll off if you just plate them on there however you think. You can't just toss them on there, because the servers and the food runners have to run those out to the table. So we're gonna press those down a little bit, and then we're gonna take 6 ounces of dirty sauce. And you only get 6 ounces. So we mix this up again, so there's no grease, there's no film on the top, so it's got a balanced flavor, but you only get 6 ounces. That means you got to be very careful where you're putting the dirty sauce, because if you just mess up and put it over on this side, and now all of a sudden this side is bare and doesn't have that good look, then you're gonna say, well, it needs more. I'm gonna have to put 3 more ounces on there. So all of a sudden I just cost us 3 more ounces of dirty sauce to make the plate look right, or look how it should have looked, but in actuality you just messed up the plate because you gave them too much dirty sauce, because that's not good. So no matter what, you just gotta be careful with it. So if you take your 6 ounces, you start from one end and you just go slow, take your time, and then you might end up having stuff left over. Or at least it'll look like it's left over. And then you'll take your bread, so it's like an open face sandwich as well. But what's good about this is that you can still see the hot dog, so you're not completely burying it. So a consumer could say, oh, there's my hot dog. There it is. There it is. And there's the Dirty Dog. A true New Yorker, someone from Rochester with that dish is going to order onions and yellow mustard on theirs as well. So if that ticket comes in, and anyone that's new or old in the kitchen should know that when that dish gets ordered or a dirty bird gets ordered with onions and yellow mustard, they are from Rochester, New York. 98.5% of the time they're from Rochester, New York, or their friends told them to order it that way. But that's a Dirty Dog.